Yeah, well,
That makes
actually,
sense.
I don't do a whole lot of jiggling, so I may look fat, but I like to think I'm solid.
There you go. All right, so going this time, avoiding the dirt patches that I applied. I'm going to go over it with some.
Somebody
Let's
once
go.
told the world was gonna roam.
Actually, let's do a bit of a little bit more orangey brownish with a Deathclaw brown.
I have more painting.
I
Oh, you have more
already
paint
used
too.
it. That's what the base was.
Oh, okay. And I'm gonna go back on this whole bit of respecting the artist workspace. Is it's one of those things of just because you don't do it a certain way doesn't mean somebody else doesn't find it more effective. Like, I mean, we use a lot of similar tools, and as a matter of fact, we use a lot of the same tools. It's just we use them in different manners, and that doesn't make my use proper and your use wrong, or your use proper and my use wrong. Everybody gets used to using tools a different way, and I think that's more like by design.
Yeah.
It's the evolution of painting.
And kind of going back to what you're talking about with thinning it out too much, I'm kind of going for a little bit of that look where it kind of pulls back a little bit because it'll be a little bit more clear.
Well, you have more texture in your hair. And
Yeah, I have a lot larger of a space to work with than you. You're dodging armor plates and everything.
Yeah, and I agree with you. Using a thinner paint that peels away from the model, not only will it dry thinner and lighter, but you'll know exactly where your colors are. You'll see the natural blend and balance that goes into it. Where with mine, I kind of have to be a little more. I have to be a little more forthright and direct. Like when you have a model like what Chris is using, where there's a lot of fur, there's a lot of just natural, hang and dangle. It is. It's hanging and dangling and kind of doing its own. It's matted in some places. You can afford to really play with your paint and get as long as you have a really good base. All of your other colors that you put into it are going to be they're going to be more receptive. It's not like with mine. If I were to paint it purple and then start adding a lot of pink highlights, it's just it could work for the model and the shape, but it's not going to work for the realism or the creativity.
I'm thinning it out in areas too where I'm going over the Skaven Blight Dinge so that it looks get a little bit of ruddiness on there.
Yeah. Ruddy. And it looks weird now, but it's actually going to dry a lot clearer.
Yeah.
A lot of that pigment's actually going to fade. And you're only going to really see it on the top of the fur. You're not going to see a whole lot of it in the recesses because there's too much dark under it.
Which, as long as that's what you're going for,
Yeah.
it's perfect.
I mean, yours just looks like a really angry Snuffleupagus. Like Sesame Street is wholly hosed right now. Like, there's going to be a stampede.
Mm-hmm.
Snuffy's going to have to talk to his dad because, this is the cousin from college that, went to a party college.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, Dad, can I
Please.
borrow $50? Can I use your washer? Wow, we just denigrated all of collegiate life.
I mean, I've always said college just proves you can finish what you started, having a degree.
Depends on the degree, man.
I mean,
if you're a doctor, I want the doctor that went to college, not the one that went to YouTube.
well, yeah. I'm sorry, a BS degree, a bachelor's degree.
Bullshit degree?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I want the doctor that, that actually went to school to do that stuff, not the one that played one on TV.
So not Doogie Howser?
I would let Neil Patrick Harris operate on me solely for the comedic value. Like, I'm not going to lie.
Because he'll do magic during the show?
Hey, it's like, hey, look, I pulled this guy's heart out. Oh, I might want to put that back. I could definitely see the humor in that. So, MPH, if you're watching, which I doubt.
He might be. You never know.
Hey, that would be cool, though. That would be wholly cool if he was actually
because we
watching.
said Doogie Howser. That's how we know he was watching.
How we've only been recording for like 5 minutes.
That's 56.
Yeah, but recording is... Oh, is that counting down or up? That's counting up.
We've been live. I don't know. Well, we're going to find out
Yeah.
when we stop going live.
And stop streaming and stop recording.
All right,
All right.
so that's
Now
good
it's
for
my
right
turn.
now.
Now it's my turn.
Going to come back to that a little bit later.
All right, see how the yellows actually started kind of blending in and complementing the fur that's already there? Hey, here's close up for you.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
So now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use some Abaddon Black because, as we all know, hyenas are speckled. They have
Unless they're striped.
Those are zebras.
Striped hyenas?
So I'm going to use a little bit of.
Dick.
I'm going to use a Abaddon Black with a really, really thin layer brush to add some small speckles to the face. Mostly because, they're speckled. And I'm putting these speckles in places that, in just random order. I'm not trying to make the speckles look anything more than just random order. And you're going to do the same thing on the fur. You're going to put speckles into the coat in random blotches in order as to break up the pattern, which is, I think, what it's for in real life.
Yeah.
Although, if I heard a bunch of hyenas laughing, I'm pretty sure it didn't matter how broken up their pattern were, I knew I was screwed.
Mm-hmm.
So.
They're going to kill you, and it's going to suck the whole time because they do it slow.
Yeah, we actually had a gal in here. She's from Africa, and I'm used to calling a zebra. Mm-hmm. The only time I've ever said zebra is here in the States.
Right.
And my wife and I have an argument over it all the time because I'll say zebra, and her sister will literally look at me and go, "No, it's a zebra. No, it's zebra." And we've had arguments to the point where I had to go drink afterwards. And if my wife were to watch this and see this now, she would.
Oh, you're in trouble.
Oh, yeah, I'm sleeping on the couch tonight. It's that simple. But yeah, she was in here, and I'm like, so, would you clarify for my wife, is it a zebra or is it zebra? And she goes, oh, it's zebra. And I'm like, he goes, no, it's zebra. I'm like, do we have them here in the United States? Do we have wild zebra running around? Well, no. Then we'll take it from the country that has them, or the continent that has them. Because Africa is a continent. And I think the best part about adding all this speckling is you get the sense of, this is a speckled creature. And you can see the speckling, you can see where it all sits up, you can see where it's, not only breaking up the pattern, but it's adding some life to it as well. What do you think?
Nice.
So, and then I gotta let that dry because then I'm on to dry brushing.
Yep. It's got a little bit of time left.
So, questions from Chris.
Questions from Chris. Okay. done wet blending, zenithal.
Which I like that zenithal question. A lot of people think zenithal is like tough.
It's a weird looking name, so it puts people off, I think.
I would agree. That definitely definitely. I would be when I heard zenithal the first time. I was kind of like zenith what?
It's like, you want me to do zenith? I'm using geometry in my painting now.
But of course.
We want to talk about our next show?
So we're gonna plan our next show?
Yeah, actually. So we've talked a little bit about flame effects.
Yeah, flames. Flames are actually, amazingly enough, lava and flames are really easy. Like,
once you figure out how it works.
Yeah, it's stupid easy.
Until that point, they're hard. But once you realize how fire works, it's easy.
And I think I might actually touch on object source lighting.
That'd be a good one to do it on.
Yeah, well,
you have flame and light built in.
Yeah,
I like it.
But
I'll bring in my Ghost Rider.
OSL is object source lighting. Basically, it would be me. Where did that flame go? I lose so much stuff. It's not even funny.
I'm not gonna say you just had it because it's been a minute, but it's here.
It's got to be. It's in the general vicinity. It is. It just has to. Oh, haha, found it. What object source lighting is I would take this object and whatever this object, because fire is an aluminum substance, it would light up this area. So it's literally taking very light coats of like yellow or orange or whatever color you want the flame to give off onto the object of the creature or the thing that's holding it. You could do the same thing with like ethereal flames as well. Just add a little bit of green to the object, and you get that object source lighting.
I've seen people do amazing things with lightsabers on the Legion minis.
I saw one that the idea started off really, really good, but it got carried away pretty quick.
I've seen those too.
You need to have the lighting subtle.
Less is more sometimes.
Yeah, especially with a lightsaber. Yes, it is a laser blade that is emitting light.
That's like 6 inches from your face. Because where else would you hold it?
I mean, I got a lightsaber right here. I mean,
yeah, we can actually demonstrate OSL right here, right now.
It's got powdered sugar all over the place.
So you can see how it provides a slight bluish tint.
Like literally, you can still see my skin. It's not like I'm holding on to it. And even if I were to change the colors, I'm getting sued.
Oh, yeah. Kids with toys.
Yeah, I could have swore. Pulse and stable. Oh,
that'll give you a seizure.
Yeah, it just.
So anyway, you can see when he holds it up close to my face, it puts a shine on me. And it's not like a heavy-duty light on you. It's just a slight gradient.
How do I make it stop?
Why does it have an MP3 player in it? I can't say much because when I went down to Orlando a few weeks ago, I got one, like one of the custom-made ones,
And you didn't bring it in?
I did not.
You're a dick.
Yeah. I'll bring it next time because it'll have it. It will be related. Actually, while we're just dicking around, I can.
This is not cool.
I have a picture of our executive producer holding it.
Oh, you got the...
So that would be an example of OSL painting technique, object source lighting.
I guess
Granted, it's in
background music now.
It's in a. We're gonna get copyrighted for it. It's in a dark room, so it's a little bit brighter than you would expect, or than you would want it to look like.
That is dope, though.
Yeah.
So did you actually go in and build it yourself
Oh,
with the
yeah.
whole experience?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. How did it feel with Master Yoda talking to you?
It was pretty sweet, dude.
Did you get the tears, chills?
I had some allergies. My pain water started leaking a bit. Yeah, we're definitely getting copyrighted for this.
I mean, I'm genuinely trying to figure out how to turn this damn thing off.
John Williams going to sue somebody. There we go. So anyway.
Ah.
It took 1 hour and 7 minutes, but we've officially gone off the rails.
Okay, there. Found
All right.
it. I had to go through every single one to turn it off.
Perfect. Well, he's just about dry enough for
Round 4.
round 4.
All right, round 4 it is.
So,
See how helpful I am?
going to be doing a little bit of dry brushing now with Scrag Brown, which is not a dry brush paint, but
Oh, your little thingy's...
oh yeah,
Darn.
it's dead.
Oh, no, I can fix this. I have the technology.
There you go.
I mean, I can't get it very close to
It's
you.
fine.
Just so you know. Oh. Okay, you know, we're just
Don't even worry about it.
We're just going to call it.
Yeah. So I've got
The ring light went out.
yeah. Oh, it went a full hour.
Oh, that's good.
So I've got the Scrag Brown, and I've basically wiped out as much of the paint as I can, so it almost looks like you're dropping dust on it when you use it. So now it's just, might have actually thinned it out too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, here, this shows you that we both have a fear of dry brush.
Yeah.
Here, use the paper, man, so you know exactly how far you're going. That's perfect.
Yeah. All right.
There you go.
There it is. And I'm not going in any particular direction because, as you can see from his beard, my hair, when I don't have a skull cap on, it's hair never
You
doesn't.
take that off and they still can't see it.
Right. I'm doing a wicked hair flip. Hair doesn't go in any unkempt hair.
A wicked hair flip. Not just any hair flip, but a wicked.
Jason Momoa in Justice League hair flip. It never does what it's supposed to do when it's not trained.
Yeah.
A little bit more. And then, I'm just barely
See, you and I dry brush totally different.
barely touching it. Just
Because normally, since you're using a flat brush, I like on here, I would literally be turning my brush and going this way, going up against the raised edges, so you catch all that and that highlights, while you keep the dirt and grime inside the actual recesses. That's how I do it. I'm not saying that's how you have to. I'm just saying that's how I
I can try it out, see how I like it. And then for areas with a lot more intricate details, like where the barding and all is, that actually works really well. Okay.
All right. See, and you're going to see an interesting little bit because I'm going to dry brush, and I'm actually going to go back to my Celestra Gray.
Ooh.
And you're going to see something interesting. So I take my brush.
And I use a larger brush because I'm using...
I would
do it on
normally
a
use a
larger-
smaller brush.
Well,
if-
do it on a larger canvas.
So the way I do my dry brush is I charge my brush, thus so, like so. I literally pull on the paper on both sides, and then I go like this in the same spot, give it a little test until I get about there, and then what I do is I'll literally sit there and just. Did he just fart?
I think so.
Because that was awesome.
Yeah.
And all I'm literally trying to do is grab the tips of the tufts. I'm not trying to, really, push paint in anywhere. Just grab raised edges, add a little bit of, gray, because I'm trying to keep the hue there. So you can see I kind of frosted his tips.
I was about to. I've been holding on to that this whole time. Like,
So-
don't say frosted tips. Don't say frosted tips.
Oh no, I did frost the tips, but I mean that's the point. So he still has his stippling. He still has all the little, go-tos. He's got all of his little, boom, boom.
Nice.
So just like that, I've got the texture, I've got depth, I've got the natural stippling, I've got the shades going on, and outside of maybe one wash to kind of darken him up or brighten up certain areas, doing the armor, his fur is pretty much done at this point. I mean, I would come in here and kind of get the edges. I want to just gently get the edges. I've caught all the raised edges I can without really dumping a lot of paint into the miniature. So that would be done for the fur for me, and for a table that would look. I mean, I'm gonna do this. Yeah. So this is a very natural creature. This is a creature that you would not find in the wild in any way, shape, or form, but you could tell just with the colors I use that not only is he menacing, but he's probably a couple steps away from giving you a very bad day.
Yeah.
So.
Got 2 more steps for mine, just because I've got 2 more colors I want to throw on there. One is Longbeard Gray, which is a traditional dry brush paint. And I'm just gonna get some on there.
You want the paper?
Yeah.
Go nuts, man. It's there for you, bro.
Just kind of like Chaz was saying, just like frosting the tips a little bit. That'll give you a little bit more definition on the raised bits. And sometimes I'll go against the grain because that'll pick up in different areas.
You don't have any metallics over there, do you?
I do not. I specifically didn't bring them this time.
I'm gonna get a metallic so I can put one. Because gotta hammer them home.
So you can kind of see how now it's picking up some of the barding, some of the things that are on it, and it gives it a little bit more of an aged look. There we go. And then I'm gonna dry him off. And because I think it would look cool, I'm going to give him a little bit of war paint.
Because war paint is awesome.
Yeah, war paint always looks badass, especially on a mammoth.
A war mammoth. In a world of mammoths. This one is ready for war. And
So I'm using the Prixetti white. And just kind of going down the face a little bit. Like that. Gives it kind of a... If you ever saw the movie, God, 10,000 Years BC, I think it was, with the war-painted mammoths. I don't know. I think it looks cool. And then I don't really feel the need to do it today, but we can. I would go over this with a shade in some of the dry brushed areas just to kind of blend it all in, give it some continuity. And in fact, I can do that right now. Give it some Reichland Flesh Shade. That way it's not quite as stark of a change.
As we both look over to see the executive producer stretching.
Right.
Dude, I love the way he lounges. That's great. Just like, I'm gonna chill right here. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing. And he's right.
Mm-hmm.
Where the hell's my Mornfang Brown?
You offered it to me. It's right there.
Oh, it's behind the thing. Go Praxity White. The bane of my existence. See, I would use Corax White and like literally paint on a little.
Yeah.
But then
If it
again,
was
I
a
have to be
more-
extra.
If it was a more... If I wasn't thinking this is barely domesticated by cavemen, I would agree. But I like the idea of they just like threw like chalk at it and just like rubbed it down the face and tried not to get crushed.
Fair enough.
That's dope.
I added some extra coular just to show how it all plays out.
Yeah,
Like,
that's awesome.
you've got that darker, you got the dark fur, you've got the metals, you've got the leather on his scale mail, and the thing is about that skirt or kilt that he's wearing is you could add earth tones to that and make it really, really dark.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'll just do it right now, even though it's still wet, because what bad could happen? And since he's got a skull on his belt, might as well get those all nice and dirty, because he's not going to keep those clean.
Nope.
So yeah, that's gonna dry. It's gonna have its darker ends. It's gonna have it's got all of its details. He's got his skulls. Those things are gonna be all dirty because life happens. So you got the metals, you've got the natural leather, you've got his fur. I mean, I would go with a couple extra details because I still have to do. I would still have to do the chest. I would still have to do the leg wraps, the weapons, and all that. And then I'd have my antiquing and things that I have to do. There's a lot more steps before this would ever be done.
Yeah, same here. This is in no way, shape, or form done because you've still got all the barding to do. eyes, mouth, toenails, all kinds of other stuff to make this whole.
Mm-hmm.
This is how to do fur.
Yeah. So, I mean, and mind you, I did the metal and stuff like that in the 3 minutes he was showing you the Prexity white, and showing you the details. Painting does not take a long time. It's just being accurate, knowing what you need to have done, and that's why we keep telling you guys, go in with a plan. Don't... Hi.
What's up?
Go in with a plan. Don't ever go into your miniatures with this whole crux of, I'm gonna wing it. I mean, you absolutely can wing it, but have a semblance of a plan.
Have a concept at the very least.
Yeah.
Know what you think you want it to look like. Because
the things that Chris and I can bang out in a day are going to be significantly different than what you bang out in a day. If we go in with an idea of, okay, we need this. This has to be the running theme. Everything has to look like this. Go. And we kind of, there's some things we do on the fly. There's some things that, everything has to be done a very certain way, so every piece is done a very certain way. Go in with a plan. I mean, he says a concept of a plan. I like to at least know what needs to be consistent. Yeah. If everything else, if once you get the consistencies out of the way, everything else can go, by wing, then so be it. But go in with a plan. At least, and when I say plan, at least know it has to remain consistent.
Yeah.
So, big shout out again to our wives, the women who make this possible for us. Steph, love you.
Heather, love you, honey. I'm sorry. I don't know what I'm sorry for, but I'm sorry for it.
He'll buy roses later. A huge shout out to Troll Tooth Productions, because again, without them and their support, we would not be doing this without their push. And the biggest support we have is the Save Point.
Absolutely.
Without their internet and their willingness to let us set up our paints here and do all this stuff, this show probably would not exist, and Chris and I probably would never have met.
I think that's accurate. Yeah.
So, the Save Point Tabletop Games in Marrero, great place for Friday Night Magic, tabletop gaming. Table rentals are $15, and it's for as long as you want the table. You can bring in your family. They sterilize everything.
Yes.
Like, it is insane just how much they sterilize. Troll Tooth Productions, Justin and Jennifer, again, thank you for all of your belief in us. And most of all, big shout out to everybody who watches the show, who sits here for an hour and goes, I just watched these guys paint something for an hour for no reason. You guys and your views and your subscriptions definitely help us. Again, sorry for last week with no video. It was Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
And Mardi Gras gets weird. And then we had the cold, and the cold gets weird,
So, once again, don't forget to, I don't know where the buttons are.
Probably
down here.
Down here.
Like, subscribe.
And hit the bell.
Hit the bell. Make sure so that you'll know when we're going live or dropping a new video.
Yeah, content is going to be, might take on a different format. Chris and I don't have a whole lot of time to really get together, and we're literally doing all this on the fly. So we're going to be trying to work in our own environment and uploading videos. So keep that in mind, that you might see a video that's just Chris, or videos that were just me when he was out and about getting a lightsaber or having vehicle trouble.
Yeah.
So we're literally going to try to put out more content, and we're definitely going to try to shorten up the amount of information we try to give you, so in more bite-sized, digestible pieces.
So yeah, once my giant ape comes in, there will be a video of how I'm painting that.
You should live stream that. We should get a Twitch and live stream that, because I think that would be awesome.
Well, the problem is I don't know how long I have at a time. because our executive
do it in
producer
parts.
and well, yeah, but I can't. Well, I guess I could live stream in parts.
Just relegate
figure
the
it out.
painting of Kong into.
This will be the left hand. This will be Kong's right hand. This will be the rock that's going to go in front of Kong.
There you go.
Okay.
See, you got a show right there, a whole
I
live
do.
stream.
That's a whole season right there.
All right, Chris. Once again, thanks for having you, man.
Thanks for having me, Bob.
And you guys, be great
Keep painting.
always.